Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name is David. I'm a life coach. I make these videos to help you guys learn and understand your traumatic experiences, hopefully to help you heal from them. Today's video is about Illeism. Speaking in third person. That's what Illeism is. Speaking in third person. Something we've all done, I'm sure. Some of us do more than others. So what is it and how does it apply to narcissistic people? So first, realize that speaking in third person, or Illeism, is distancing yourself from your actions. That's one big reason people do this. And it's interesting because we know that narcissistic or selfish, self-centered, egocentric people might talk about themselves a lot, and they make a lot of I statements. I this, and I that, and I this, and then you'll realize they're not even accurate. But a lot of people do this for different reasons. So people that experience post-traumatic stress disorder, people that have had trauma will do this, okay? But these I statements that people make, we know that are very self-involved. And so a lot of people try to get away from that, maybe speak in third person. Some people may use it as self-deprecation, irony, taking oneself not too seriously. Like, oh, that's what David says. That's what David does. It could be a form of wisdom, intellectually humble, more capable of empathy. Yeah. Politicians do this. Self-promotion. Politics will talk themselves up. Bob Dole was a politician that always, Bob Dole this, Bob Dole that. Actors tend to do this. It's a way of separating themselves from their emotional, or to separate their emotional self from their public persona. They might even make different names, change their names. That helps. It's also used from parents to children, small children, right? Really young children may not understand I and me, but they'll say, Daddy, what about your daddy? Come to mommy, come here, look at mommy, right? If you have parents doing that when you're old and stuff, that's bizarre. I'll get into that. Inner talk is always suggested for better relationship with yourself, more self-awareness. It's also suggested to help with things like anxiety, worry, depression, trauma. I try to get you guys and my clients to talk to themselves. It's good. Let's build a relationship with ourselves, and we can start by communication. Yeah? It can help you be more positive or negative, alleviate guilt, shame, being able to accept yourself, things like this more. And it's good to use your name during this inner talk. So inner talk is really highly suggested, especially if you're dealing with inner problems, anxiety and stuff like I said. But it's really important to start using your name. Interesting. It's supposed to help you, how do I put this? It helps you be more rational in situations instead of freaking out. You can even calm yourself down, be more into reality. So narcissists tend to do this, talk in third person, and why? It's not for a bunch of these reasons I've said, I don't think. I think narcissists talk in third person to distance themselves from responsibility of their actions, accountability. Also a form of self-promotion and idealizing the self, right? So egocentric, isn't it? So narcissistic, so self-absorbed, detached from reality, egocentrism, eccentricity, aristocracy, power, gravitas, the gravity, the importance. Omnipotence, right? Godlike. So I think that's why narcissists do this big time. You know, narcissists feel so insecure, inadequate, less than equal, and they overcompensate. They don't want to be equal, normal, average. Oh no. To a person that's way down here, that's not good enough just to be down here. We might be here sometimes and we just want to be equal. They're down here and they have to be better than you. So they talk themselves up, and David's great, and David always says, like it's the spoken word. So I don't know. I've been asked this a lot fairly recently from you guys in questions, and I had somebody, a viewer, one of you guys asked me, why does my dad call himself daddy when he talks to me? And that's just bizarre. I think it's could be a form of avoidancy, avoiding the emotional connection with my daughter, with you, and letting you know that daddy is number one, daddy's king, God, it's rules, my terms, this is how it goes, you know, establishing dominancy, power, control. You know, it's not just I want you to do this. Daddy says that's daddy's rules, right? We all live by daddy's rules. Interesting speech. You know, it's interesting to watch people talk and see how they use words and form sentences, isn't it? Because there's so many different ways to describe something. We can have, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 different ways to describe the same experience. So it's interesting the words that people choose and select, isn't it? So, what's an example you guys have of talking in third person? I'd love to know down below if you feel like giving it. I have done this. I'll do this when I'm talking to people I'm trying to connect with and not let them feel so alone. And so I use statements like we do this, yeah. Instead of I do this or you do this, it's we, us, things like this. That's a form of talking in third person. It might be due to trauma I've had. It might, and I think it's because my empathy. I'm really trying to reach out to somebody and give them empathy and compassion and kind of validate their experience and let them know they're not all alone. You know, I use that with you guys talking a lot. I say us because even if I'm somewhere else in my journey than you guys, and all you guys are in different places in your journey, we've had trauma. We've had trauma, and that's where we identify and connect, right? And so it doesn't matter where we all are. We as a human race, all of us, all humans, right? Us, we've done this. We're fighting for this. We've experienced this. We need to do this. And so those are forms that I've used of third person. I don't really ever remember saying my name. That's interesting. Or my title. Narcissist, so self-promoting. So got to be better than you. You know, the typical narcissist does talk about themselves all the time, and they make lots of I statements and I this and I that. And I'll see this in all kinds of toxic people. I actually see it a lot with people that have like borderline histrionic, that really need that center of attention or are really struggling with inner problems in themselves, you know, and it's just, you know, it's a different form of attention. The narcissist just wants to be number one, where the borderline just needs attention because they don't know how to give it to themselves. And so a lot of borderlines will I this and I that, and you'll see it contradict and not be true. Children do this. I want to be, I like this. That's my favorite. Isn't it? Isn't that what they do? And I really believe narcissists are just underdeveloped children. That either was trauma that stunted their development, halted their development, or parents that just never allowed them to develop into fully functioning adults. And so you get this real childish behavior, and this is big time, big one, how they talk about themselves, how they have conversations with one other person and talk about themselves in third person. I see people do this quite a bit, and it's always weird to me. It's always weird to me. Making one statement's different, but having a sentence where you address yourself in the third person 3 times, you know, or 4 or 5 times in a paragraph and just go on, it's just bizarre. And it's a real detachment from reality so that the narcissist doesn't have to take any kind of accountability for what they've done, because that means they would have to take responsibility for what they have to do next. So I can't admit that I've done wrong, and I'm not going to apologize. I might do it again. Tough crap, right? Never looking at themselves, never introspecting. Don't ever have to change. And then that's another argument that people have a lot about narcissists. Can they change? Can they change? Well, the first step is looking at ourselves. And if I'm talking myself in third person, it's not because I'm sitting there looking at myself. It's because I won't look at myself, because I won't address myself. So I'd love to hear examples you guys have of how you've talked in third person, or how you do talk in third person, or how toxic narcissistic people talk in third person. You guys always have great examples and great experiences, and I really appreciate when you share them. So please keep doing it. And for those of you watching this video, go down, always read the comments. They're always great. really. There's always great questions and great experiences people share down there. And a video like this, I think it's kind of funny. Why not? It's funny to laugh at ourselves, and it's real funny to laugh at narcissists, isn't it? That's it, guys. Thank you. Illeist is what it's called. And narcissistic people do it to separate themselves from their actions, to not take accountability, to not take responsibility, and to totally self-promote, right? Think about how we talk about famous people. We say their name. We say their full name. Yeah? And look at how a narcissistic person talks about their self. Besides that, I'm so good at this and I'm so good at that, and this job is, I mean, they all need me so bad, they would be screwed without me, and I've done so many wonderful things, and I've helped so many people. But it's David. David has helped so many people. David is just so good. So good. David's really close to God. David really knows how to figure these things out, you know. Everybody always says, David, how do you do this? And David, how do you do that? It's funny. Funny watching. Let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos come out. Comment down below and share this video with someone else. I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you, everybody. Love yourself first. I'll see you again. Bye.